Though there are questions on if the NFL season will actually happen this year, NFL news has seemingly been as hot as ever. I feel like as every year passes, we get more and more of an NBA-style NFL offseason, and we start to see the NFL gravitate to trading more and more players, as well as just more big moves in general. If you told me that there was any chance DeAndre Hopkins would be a Cardinal before the start of the next NFL season, I would probably laugh at you, right? What are the chances? What are the odds? I'm positive Vegas didn't even see that one coming. As a Saints fan, I can't tell you guys how broken I was when the team traded away Jimmy Graham. Yeah, the team got a good haul and possibly one of the best centers in the franchise's existence. Jimmy Graham was arguably one of the best tight ends to ever play the game of football. He was flat out dominant at his peak. He symbolized New Orleans in many different ways. There's nothing like watching one of your favorite players grow and blossom into a star. Not just a star, one of the best players in the game of football. You want to know what really sucks? Jimmy Graham was supposed to retire a Saint. Retire one of the greatest Saints ever. And as it stands now, he still is, but I'm not sure he feels the same way about the organization. Having one of your franchise greats hate the team that you root for, it's a terrible feeling. I'd wish it upon no NFL fan. But hey, I say it all the time. The NFL is a business and teams are constantly trying to improve, constantly trying to get better. From the Jamal Adams news to Jadeveon Clowney still being a free agent, there are seemingly big names still on the market, and teams are making note of these names. You guys remember my last Jadeveon Clowney video. I talked about exactly how good Jadeveon Clowney was, and I talked about the fact that the Browns offered him a mega contract, and to this day, he still hasn't accepted that contract. In my last video, the comments about Clowney were all over the place. Right now, I'm interested in knowing where you guys rank Clowney among edge rushers, edge players in the NFL, because we know Clowney is much more than just an edge rusher. He's one of the best run defenders in the NFL. And also, I'm interested in knowing, do you guys think that Clowney should accept the offer from the Cleveland Browns, the mega deal that has been talked about? This Clowney situation is a very interesting one, and one that I think is becoming more and more common when it comes to players deciding contracts. You're seeing Clowney having to weigh the options of potentially playing for a winner and getting less money on a shorter deal, or flat out going out and playing for a team that has promise but might not win right away, but also getting a mega bag at the same time. Of course, there are situations where you could possibly get both. You could possibly get great money and you could possibly win. I thought the Tennessee Titans would be a very interesting, if not great, situation for Clowney. But as things stand currently, Jadeveon has it down to 2 teams. And those teams might shock you if you didn't watch my last video. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. You will not want to miss another Red Zone Coop video, and that's facts. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitch. I go live on a schedule. I play multiple games. It's a really good time over there, and we talk sports. You simply won't want to miss it. According to Tony Pauline of Pro Football Network, Clowney has 2 preferred destinations: the Dallas Cowboys and the New Orleans Saints. Here's the full quote on the Clowney situation. He said, "I was told the 2 teams on the top of Clowney's list as far as where he would like to end up are the Dallas Cowboys and the New Orleans Saints. He would definitely help both of those teams. Both of them are a little cash strapped. The Saints have less than $9 million under the cap." Pauline reported on PFN's NFL Draft Insiders podcast. Be sure to check that out. Be sure to check him out. Now, he also said the Cowboys are $11.2 million below the cap. So I don't think either of that is going to be enough to bring Clowney in. They would have to do some significant maneuvering of salary in order to bring him in for a year, if in fact those teams want him. I don't know that they want him. I know that Clowney wouldn't mind ending up with either the Cowboys or the Saints from what I'm told. Now, if you guys saw my last Clowney video, this would not be a surprise to you because we went over the possibility of Clowney going to the Saints. I think some of you guys thought that I went over this possibility because I was a Saints fan, but the reality is that I stay incredibly tapped in when it comes to football news, but especially Saints football news. So here's the tweet from my last video regarding the Saints' interest on Clowney. The host of Sports Overtime on Loudstream NOLA tweeted out, "I have a reliable source that confirms the Saints have shown interest in Jadeveon Clowney. Numbers have to be discussed and worked out on a one-year deal, which he is willing to take to get a ring, then enter free agency." I love it. Clowney's made it clear he wants to play for a winner. Cowboys and Saints are on the list. Two teams, a lot of talent, great rosters. Cowboys going to have that unstoppable offense. Going to talk about that more in just a second, but let's talk about the Saints. When you look at the Saints, you look at a team that has one of the best defensive lines in football. You have a pass rusher with all-pro talent in Cameron Jordan, somebody that's virtually unstoppable if he gets blocked 1v1 and doesn't get held. You have a strong interior line. You got Sheldon Rankins, who has unfortunately been injured, coming back healthy. You have Malcolm Brown. You have Onyemata, who flat out looks like a Pro Bowler at times in New Orleans. Then you have Davenport on the other side, who's an ascending pass rusher, who's going to be able to spell Clowney if he does come to New Orleans. That duo right there is going to be nightmares for tackles in the NFL. And then these guys are big and versatile. I've seen Davenport drop into coverage on plays. Also, you have Trey Hendrickson, another guy, great rotational, situational pass rusher in New Orleans. Then you're looking at a secondary that is revamped. And I'm saying revamped as in they got even stronger. You have Malcolm Jenkins coming in. You have Gardner Johnson, who if you don't know his name, you'll know it by the end of next season. This is a safety. This is a versatile safety linebacker hybrid type player that can do it all and blitzes like a missile. Then don't get me started on Lattimore and the rest of the secondary. Oh yeah, you have arguably the best linebacker in the game of football right now, at least according to PFF, and Demario Davis. You're looking at a team that's loaded defensively, and we all know what the Saints have offensively. You have Breeze, you have Kamara, you have Thomas, you have Emmanuel Sanders now, you have Cook, who's going to have a full year in the Saints offense under his belt. This is a team with so much talent and potential. Oh yeah, and did I add that Kamara was playing less than 70% last season? He's got more in the tank, and he's going to show you because his contract is coming up. And then you're going to have Clowney, who is a guy that has not eclipsed 10 sacks yet, but going back to playing with the dominant pass rusher is going to have those numbers uptick for Clowney. And also the fact he's going to be in a contract year where he knows he's going to have to earn his money, and he's going to be pushed by Davenport every snap. It's a beautiful situation out there in New Orleans. Now you look at the Cowboys. Again, I've talked about this offense so many times. You don't even need to hear more about the Cowboys offense. You know what they're going to do. Already one of the top offenses in the game of football. They got even better in the offseason. And another season under Kellen Moore. The Cowboys' offensive versatility is starting to become a problem that the league hasn't had from the Cowboys in quite some time. The Cowboys are a team that has consistently frustrated me over the seasons because, like the Saints, they have had all the talent. They've been there. They played in big playoff games, but they haven't always came through. Whether it be getting robbed by officials in multiple years, favorable officiating, or just players not making plays at opportune times, it's been tough for Cowboys fans and especially Saints fans. Now, DeMarcus Lawrence is also another very talented player. We all know about the Cowboys linebackers, how good those guys really are. Let's go back to D-Law. This guy's been getting double and triple teamed. He needs some more help over on the defensive line. Clowney would be a big addition. The Saints and Cowboys last season were very comparable defensively, but they still have room to improve, which is why I would like Clowney to go to either of these teams. Where do you guys want Clowney to go? Leave a comment below. Now, as for the cap, I'm not really worried about it for either of these teams, but especially for the Saints, because Clowney is likely to take a prove-it deal and possibly take somewhat of a pay cut. Also, Mickey Loomis is one of the best at navigating the cap in the NFL that I've ever seen. He's continually made franchises and fans mad, confusing them on how the Saints have money every year. Having $9 million is a lot to work with when it comes to Loomis. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Be sure to leave a like. I'm D Coop. Click the video on the screen, and I'm out.